Yeah, and if you guys want it, do it.
That's the only. That's how I know the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Start zones.
Alright, I'm gonna straight run it to get speed for like probably 5 or 6 seconds.
All right.
And then start cranking.
Hi skiers, I'm Jeff from Skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
Bob and I are here to do another 2021 review. If you hear a wolf puppy in the background, there is a wolf puppy in the background. So our apologies. He's really cute. He's actually only 25% wolf, not 100% wolf.
He's a cute dog.
He's a really cute dog. We've got a couple puppies in the office right now, so our apologies if you hear puppy noise. Anyways, we're here to do another 2021 ski review. Happens to be another 2021 Nordica review. Feels like this has happened, I think, 3 years in a row now, where Nordica is one of the companies to release information about their skis a little earlier than some of the others. So it's happened for a few years in a row now that we've had some kind of additional Nordica content in the month of January, which is fun.
Yeah, it's a good head start.
Yeah, it's great. And in this case, it's the Enforcer 94. So pretty exciting. If you saw our last video, you already know a little bit about this ski.
Yep.
Essentially, it's replacing the Enforcer 93, the Enforcer collection, not as a whole, because some of the skis stay the same, but largely got a little bit of a refresh for 2021, sorry.
Right.
So we'll just kind of summarize the differences because it's pretty similar to how they changed the 100. But what Nordica says, and I think it's an important thing to kind of wrap your mind around, is there are more differences between the 94 and the 93 that it's replacing than there are between the 100 and the 100 that it's replacing.
Right.
It's a bit of a mouthful, but we'll get to why that is in a little bit. So let's talk about construction differences, Bob. Pretty much the same thing as the 100.
Yep.
They get that carbon reinforced chassis.
Yep.
And they get true tip technology.
Right.
There is a different wood core in there too, like we said, macro block or micro block instead of macro block.
Yeah.
You're not going to see Nordica talk too much about that, so we won't get too in depth on that stuff. But really cool. We really like those construction updates.
Yeah.
That's what we saw in the 88 for last year, and I think it's worth noting that now the 88, the 93, and the 100.
94.
88, 94, and 100 now all have basically the same recipe.
Right.
The same materials are in those skis. So carbon reinforced chassis, they're basically integrating carbon into the fiberglass mock-up of the ski, sheds some weight. Fiberglass is a heavy material, or actually the epoxy that they use when they are laying up that fiberglass is very heavy. So carbon, by integrated carbon, they're taking some of the weight out, retain that torsional stiffness, all that stuff. True Tip is basically doing the same thing. I mean, it's a similar conversation. That wood core extends further into the tip, replaces ABS plastic material, which sheds weight, and I think probably more noticeably sheds weight because it's more swing weight. It's at the ends of the ski. So sheds weight, and then that wood up there actually kind of improves torsional stiffness over the ABS material.
Yeah, and it's kind of like bikes with spinning weight, where it a little bit makes a bigger difference.
Right.
So when you put it all to the end of the ski, it does, it's kind of hard how to know when to separate the marketing from the actual manufacturing. And for me, this is one of the ones that actually does make a difference, especially when you compare it to the previous models.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the 94 on snow for few weeks now at least, and I've heard feedback from a lot of different skiers like Brooks Kern and Parker Herlihy, who are both Nordica athletes. They were testing it for a while. They're both pretty good friends and friends of the shop, They both noticed a lot of differences. Some old Nordica reps, like Mark's been skiing on them, and I know he's really excited about the differences. So yeah, there's some significant differences in the feel of these skis. So shape differences, there's some shape differences too, and this is really where we get into like it's more different than the 93 than the 100 was to the 100. So basically last year and all years leading up to last year, at least years that included both the 93 and the 100, they were basically mirror images of each other in shape and construction. Yeah. The 93 was just 7 millimeters narrower throughout the whole thing. Now the 94 is different than the 100, and it's different than this previous 93 because of that. So essentially the way that you can think about it is the rocker profile in these skis is progressive to the width. Yeah. So the 88 now has the longest effective edge and the least rocker. The 94 has a little bit longer rocker, and then the 100 has the least amount of rocker among those 3 directional enforcer skis. So pretty cool. So this ski compared to this ski has a longer effective running edge and a more abrupt tip, basically shorter rocker profile. Some other changes to these skis too. There's 5 lengths instead of 4 now. We get varying core thicknesses among those lengths, and we also get varying amounts of rocker and camber among those lengths, which is something that we didn't have before. So some pretty cool changes, and it definitely is a more in-depth conversation when describing the 94 compared to this 93. Now, unfortunately, although technically I'm a little bit back on snow, I'm not really back on snow, but thankfully, Bob, you've been skiing this quite a bit. Yeah. And like I said, we know a lot of other people that are skiing this ski. So why don't you start what are your big takeaways comparing it to the 93?
For me personally, the length issue is big, and I talked about this with the 100 that, just to go back to the 100, I used to own a 193 in the Enforcer 100, liked it for everything except for heavy snow where I had to make a tight turn. And hopping on these, I can tell that the 191 with the true tip is going to make all the difference in the world for me, to be able to make those quicker turns, because it does make a difference. Yep. So, I got a good day on these, probably 5-6 inches of new snow.
Yeah, you guys had like a lot of really good snow testing these
fun. But still hard underneath. Yep. So you could feel it, plow through the snow, but still hook up. The tails on these are pretty stiff. I have the 88 as well, which is just overall pretty, stiffer than this. But this compared to the 100, again, we're seeing that difference kind of pop up. You're like, wow, this stiffness of this is definitely more noticeable than the 93 versus the old 100.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, like energy and responsiveness out of a turn is turned up quite a bit on this ski compared to this ski. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense, because I think that was our first reaction to the 88. Right. Like when we all tested that ski last year, we were like, yeah, it's an Enforcer, but like there's something different going on here. Yeah. And I think now that they've taken that construction and carried it over to this ski, you're getting a lot of the same benefits.
Yeah. And again, this was the 186 that I tried. Would love to try the 191 and really get a good feel of how their length differences matter. Yeah. And I think it's gonna matter. Yep. More rocker, a thicker core for someone like me is gonna be a nice change. Yep. But overall, just a completely natural feeling, even out of this 186. Yep. Definitely felt like it was wanted to float on the crud, but still hooked up, which was a pretty impressive combination.
Yeah. No, and when I was reading your written review, which you can find, just go to the link in the description of this video, it's something that, I guess it didn't surprise me, but I guess it surprised me a little bit. You said you really felt like there was a bigger surface area. Yeah. Which is interesting because it's only 1 millimeter wider. Right. And like the ski doesn't change dramatically. But I thought that was really cool to hear, is that and I took that as thinking that it improved upon the soft snow
Yeah.
performance of the 93.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I agree.
So even though they're taking that rocker profile and shortening it,
Yeah.
it's got like better soft snow performance.
Yeah.
Without skiing it, I give a lot of credit to that true tip.
Yeah.
I think just having lighter swing weight and lighter tips and shells in general,
Yeah.
they're more apt to stay on top of the snow, and it's like less fatiguing for you to manipulate the ski to get it to stay on top of the snow.
And that true tip it's not even in the section of the ski that touches the snow.
Yeah, it's just very much at the
very,
top.
very tip. So it's not affecting when you go to initiate a turn on hardpack or groomers. It doesn't, it doesn't come into play there. It comes into play in softer snow more so. Because you really can't feel it when the snow's hard. You're not engaging that part
you're
of the
driving
ski.
more from the mid body of the ski.
Right. In which case you can feel that carbon chassis hook up just like in the 88.
Yep.
And really just hold you in the turn.
Yeah. So fun in soft snow.
Yeah.
It's not like a super playful, buttery, soft flexing, lightweight ski.
I did not find that.
Would you say it still requires some skier input?
It does,
and
yeah.
a pretty good driver if you're going to ski it off-piste.
But again, like the length-specific the core and the rocker make it so that lighter skier doesn't get bogged down like if they were on a 169 in the 93.
Right.
If they like that same skier would feel more at ease on the 172 in the 94.
Yeah, which I think is really exciting.
Yeah, so I think they're really making that range of skier more, broader and more attractive.
Yep. Up until this point, I think most of our testing has been on the 186.
Yeah.
What I'm really looking forward to is, we do an annual ski test every year, and this year we'll probably have like 80 to 100 different testers, and I'm sure we'll have multiple lengths of enforcers. I'm really excited to see how those lighter weight skiers feel, and I'm hoping we have time that I can task certain skiers with testing different lengths. And that's also something I personally want to do. Like, I want to ski a 179 back up against a 186 and really feel that difference. But I think it's a great upgrade to this 93.
Yeah.
It's like we said, it's more different than the 93 than the 100 is to the 100.
Right.
And I think that's cool. Like, before it was basically the same ski.
Yeah.
You were just picking widths. And now, within the enforcer line, they are starting to feel like they have their own personality, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where before it was just like the 93 and the 100 had the same personality.
Yeah.
Which I really like that. We kind of talked about it, like, in theory, this could be the only ski in the directional enforcer collection. It like does everything really well.
Yeah.
But I like that there are 3 options.
Right.
Because then you can really pick which one's right for you.
Yeah, you can fine tune it for sure.
Right, but I would, and I'd add on to that if you want to buy one of those 3 skis and that's going to be your daily driver, you could make an argument that this is the most well-rounded.
Yeah.
Because 94 is still pretty quick edge to edge, and then you still get pretty good float.
Yeah.
So, great ski. Anything that you want to add that you want to?
No, just like to echo what you're saying, it doesn't seem to get caught in the middle. It kind of creates its own little home.
Right.
It shouldn't be overlooked because it's in the middle of the 88 and the 100. It should
definitely
be
not.
Given its own respect.
Yeah. And
for what it is.
And from what I've seen, just in maybe not the general public's assessment and reaction to it, but I've seen more talk on the 94 than the new 100. The new 100's great. Yeah. They're both great skis. But this ski is getting a lot of buzz out there. I've seen a lot of people on social media say, like, you got to check out the 94. Way more energy, way more responsive out of the turn, better tip engagement, all that stuff. Yeah. So, great ski. We will be down at Pico. Bob and I and some of our coworkers will be down at Pico tomorrow testing skis. Next week, I'm headed to Denver for Outdoor Retailer. So, you'll start to see a higher frequency of content from us in the next couple weeks. We're going to try and do a daily video from Outdoor Retailer, which will be really cool. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys that aren't coming to Denver really enjoy that too.
Them, sure.
Yeah, I hope that you watch them. You better watch them. So yeah, we'll have a lot of stuff to share. We have some skis to announce that we've been waiting on. There's like 15 skis on the wall right there that unfortunately we can't tell you about, but in just a matter of days or weeks, we can start sharing a lot of that information. So,
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff to come, and we will see you guys on the slopes.
Bye.
So you're gonna follow Joe.
Okay.
And he's gonna follow
Or whoever's faster should go second.
Yeah. I mean, Joe. Sorry, bro. So, literally 2 months on the job. This kid snaps his finger. He stays looking at his computer screen and snaps his fingers. He goes, hey, Court.
backwards makes no sense.
Like this.
Dude, I was on Excel and I couldn't lose the number, so I was like, bro.
Talk about Tequila Joe?
Yeah.
He's never gonna let that one up. He told his wife, she texted me, it was a full ordeal.
Yeah.